everybody, it's me, Della with eXp Realty. Thanks for checking out Della's Corner today. I know I haven't been doing a lot of videos this past month because I've been so busy touring and selling homes. It has been a phenomenal month for me. I want to continue to thank everybody for their support. And of course, I do have some breaking news. Oh, and I'm wearing my sunglasses because it's still a little bright. I am sitting in Longleaf Trail here on Top of the World. It's a really cute little trail. You can walk it with your dogs, without your dogs, but it's really cute. But I do have a little bit of a surprise. As some of you know, I had to put my precious Isis down last year, and I thought, you know what, that's it, no more dogs. But after coming home months and months, and it's been pretty quiet in the homestead, I thought, you know what, I am too much of an animal lover, and I have a nurturing characteristic that I just said, you know what, I think I need to try having another dog. Okay, this is my lovely new party Yorkie. This is Zorro. He's a party Yorkie, which means they have like 3 colors on their face, and he's about a pound. He's not very much. You'll be seeing him around as well on some of our adventures, and we're gonna watch him grow up a little bit. So I just want to say hi, everybody. This is Zorro, and I look forward to many, many, many wonderful years with him. This is Rip. He is a brother from another mother with Zorro, and he is a Morkie, and he's a little bit younger than Zorro, but he's kind of big. But you're going to be seeing these guys around, tooling around with Sue and I doing adventures, and you're going to be seeing them as they grow up a little bit. So I'm excited to welcome Zorro and Rip to my new family. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about real estate. And the reason why I'm leaving my glasses on is because the sun's still kind of bright. Like I said, I'm sitting here in Longleaf Trail over here on Top of the World. It's like a cute little forest. So a couple things. I've been getting a ration of phone calls about other videos that are out there and the information that's being put out there. So I'm just gonna make my statement from living here, selling real estate here. I sold new home sales with 3 different developers. I have a little bit of that edge. I am a native Floridian. So there's just a couple of things, you know, that I kind of want to touch on. When I'm touring these communities, I don't try to sway you or tell you this is bad and this is good. I just tell you all the community has to offer, and the prices and the HOAs, and you make the decision. You go through them, and it's all about the feeling it gives you. Some people like one community over another. I know people hip hop and go around from one community to another, and that's okay. I don't want to say anything negative because there isn't anything negative, because it's all about what works for you. And I can assure you, when you come to Ocala and you do a tour with me, I give you all the facts and let you decide on what's the best choice of a community for you. When I get a lot of calls from people about the various information going on out there about 55 plus community, there's a couple of things that I notice. I would hope that you'd want to work with somebody who's actually a realtor, because there are people out there doing videos that aren't realtors, and you really don't know what realtors and their brokerages are who you're working with. If you want to work with somebody that lives in the community, has experience in the community, who has experience with the state, and you don't need the middleman. You don't need to go on a website and fill out a bunch of information and click and then wait for them to assign you to somebody. You can just call me in Ocala. I can't speak for the rest of the state. I can just tell you what goes on right here in Ocala. I hear that word expert an awful lot, and I just tell you, you decide what your definition of an expert is. For me personally, I think an expert is somebody who lives it and loves it and sells it. Like I said, I have that new home development, construction knowledge, and I pride myself on finding out correct information. I have no problem correcting the information that I hear or am being told that is maybe not correct. Anyway, you take it for what you want. I think it's best if you want to work with a realtor, call them directly. Again, going through other websites and other platforms, you don't have to do that. You can just call me. When people ask me, Della, what's your favorite community? I really don't have a favorite. I can tell you that I do live on Top of the World, but I could go Stone Creek. I could go some other ways. I don't think you need to know my personal opinion, because that would kind of be swaying you one way or the other. I just want to give you the information I can talk to you about my experiences. I don't have a problem doing that, but I kind of want to keep that board clean so you can make your own choices and I just show you around. It's a lot easier for you to be able to form your own opinion and make your own choice in what you need in a community and a house. Okay, so let's talk about budget. Yes, there is an influx of people that are looking. I get calls, Della, I need something 200,000 and lower. That's great. I can tell you that On Top of the World and Oak Run have a ton of listings right now. There is no shortage of listings. What I will tell you, in On Top of the World, you do have the leasehold contingent. What does that mean? Leasehold means that you don't technically own the property, but you have ownership rights. The lease is for 99 years. There's nothing to worry about. Nobody going on today is going to worry about 99 years. On Top of the World isn't going to worry about 99 years. And that just enables them to be able to take care of the property. In saying that, in Oak Run, they're all fee simple. Some of the properties might have maintenance free, but they still own the lot. But like I said, On Top of the World, the leasehold properties, whether it's a villa, a single family residence, you have ownership rights, you pay taxes on it, you can sell it, you can buy it. And that's all I can say about that. It's really not that bad. I've been living in one for 3 years and it's not bad. It's really good. Sometimes the maintenance can go up and down in quality, but for most of the time it's pretty good. I want to touch a little bit on HOAs. They're not higher than one or the other. Here's the deal about HOAs. The maximum HOA right now and On Top of the World is $399 and change. That is the maximum, and it depends on the year of the home. The newer the home, that is the highest rate. Some of the villas have them from $379, $382 a month. But here's the deal. HOAs, when you think about them, think about what you're getting for the price, because there are HOAs over in Stone Creek that are $400, and they actually had some attached villas that are $500 a month, but there weren't that many of those, and you can see some of those on the listings. But they're not higher in OTO. You just get more. The higher the HOA, the more they give you. So if you need a sheet from me to tell you what all the HOAs give you for that, I'm happy to send it to you. Give me your email and I'll chalk it out, because Stone Creek does offer a lot more in some of their HOAs and their maintenance free areas, so it's going to be a little more. But to me, it all works out to be about the same. If you're over in Oak Run, most of those, even in the maintenance free, I haven't really seen anything over $250 because they've been built out a long time. But again, it's all what you're being offered. There is some benefit to living in communities that are still building, because they're building more amenities. So Stone Creek is building more pools, like they've got that clubhouse going in On Top of the World. The rumor is we're getting more amenities. So you just kind of have to keep checking back, because they keep the lid pretty tight on that stuff until you actually see it going on in construction. But again, if you really want to know what all you're getting for your buck, let me know. I see the topic of golf come up a lot. I don't spend a lot of time on that topic because rates change. But there's a couple of things that don't change, just so you know. Stone Creek's golf course and Candler Hills at On Top of the World are both semi-private, meaning the public can come in and play, but they can't get behind the gates. There's this little entrance that you go into before you ever get inside the gates. It does also give you access to the restaurants, because they want you to come visit, they want you to come eat, they want you to play golf. That's kind of a good way for them to highlight their community. They are both championship golf courses, and they run pretty deep, about 7,200 feet in the back. These are great courses to play. And in saying that, the two other private golf courses in On Top of the World, which is the Tortoise and Hare and the Lynx golf course, they are also championship golf courses, but I've been told they're a little bit more narrow and not as deep. But again, if you want the current rates on golf, I can send you that information. Feel free to give me a call and send me the email, because the rates do change. So I like to send them up to date. It's not like something I keep in an old spreadsheet, because things are ever changing when it comes to the world of golf. But all of these places are gorgeous. And not to mention, there are like 17 golf courses here in Ocala. And from the buzz that I hear about golf is most people that are serious about it kind of like to pick one or two that they really enjoy playing, and they kind of stick with that. So I think that's kind of the information that I'm getting from some of the people that I know that play golf, but that's just a little tidbit. Let's talk about the beaches. Okay, being a native Floridian, I grew up at Daytona Beach, New Smyrna, all my life, baked like a clam out there many a times. In saying that, from Ocala, and I always say Ocala is in the middle of everywhere, but we are just a little smidgen over on the West Coast. If you're driving from Ocala, and I'm saying like right from the west side of I-75, it's going to take you about 90 minutes to get to New Smyrna and Daytona Beach. I've driven it many times from here. I've clocked it. If there's traffic or an accident on Highway 95 or 75, it might be a little bit longer, but I don't want you to have false realization that it's like an hour, hour and 15. I find a lot of people want to play that off just to make it look like it's not far, far away, but even a 90-minute ride isn't that bad. And most people like to go over there for the weekend, stay, and then come back. Now, in saying that, since Ian came through, I've never seen Daytona Beach and New Smyrna in the condition they are currently in, but I know that they're fixing it. I can't wait to see. Hopefully they'll have some great accomplishments by the summertime. We just have to keep an eye out. Now on the west side, if you go in from here over to like Crystal River, it's only like 45 minutes, a big difference because we're a little bit closer to the west coast. So again, it's not an hour, it's not an hour and 15 minutes, it's like 45. I love going into Crystal River because we're going to be doing some events there this summer, but they do scalloping. There's the Crackers restaurant over there. You can sit on the beach and look into the West Coast saltwater and see the sunset. It's absolutely beautiful. And there's all kinds of things that go on over there, which we'll be checking out as well. For many of you who kind of know me, you know that I have horses. So you know that I love the World Equestrian Center. Now, it's not just about horses, and you've heard it's not just about dogs, but I love to get out there and go boots on the ground to kind of show you some of the entertainment that they had during Christmas time. They've got the Grandview Clydesdales that are coming in. I missed out on the boat show a couple weeks ago, and they just have so many things going on. I have done 2 videos of the Ocala Home Show. Those are keepers, so if you want to look back into my video library, there's some great information in there because all those businesses are still there. So again, it brings a lot of entertainment to the city, it provides a lot of jobs, and we're going to continue to keep an eye on this place because it just keeps growing. But there's a lot of entertainment that's drawn over from 55 plus. They do have bands, they do have acts, they have concerts, so there's going to be more to come and more to show you. Okay, I'm going to try to do a little bit without my sunglasses on. The sun's going down, yay! Okay, so I also saw some information and somebody called me and said, you know, Della, what kind of cultural do you have in Ocala? Well, we actually do. We have the Riley's Performing Arts Center. Ocala has its own orchestra, and on top of the world has a cultural center. And what's really cool about that is they bring in a lot of cool entertainment, and they used to have ballroom competitions there prior to COVID. I know I was in them. We still haven't got that back and going yet because, as you know, ballroom is still a very social dance, so people are still a little skittish. But the other thing I want to say about ballroom dancing, besides I teach ballroom during the summer here at Oto, I may be doing something over at Stone Creek here in the near future. But in saying that, we do have a dance studio here. I believe it's a Arthur Murray. They also have a West Coast swing group here on the outside, and all of these communities, including Oak Run, hold ballroom dances. So I've been to Orlando to do some of their dances, but we're actually getting pretty good about bringing some of that dancing here. A lot of it had stopped because of COVID, but it's slowly kind of coming back. So I'm hoping to get into some of that and show you that you're not missing out on anything because of that if you're a ballroom dancer here in Ocala, because we got it. I want to talk a little bit about homeowners insurance. It is a hot topic here in Ocala and Florida for the most part, but I can only tell you about Ocala because that's the market that I focus in, all these 55 plus communities. I will tell you in my experience in people buying these homes, if you have a home that's 15 years or older, you're going to pay a higher premium no matter what. And I'm seeing these premiums run between $1,700 a year to $2,200 a year. Now, if you have a newer roof, a newer air conditioning system, that does help. And even if you bought the house without it, when you upgrade those things, it can make a difference in your premium. Now, I've heard people say, oh, you don't need wind mitigation. It's not a matter of need. You might want to get it though. When you do an inspection with me, we can have my inspector do a wind mitigation. It makes a difference with the insurance companies. It does help on that insurance score. Now, if you're purchasing a newer home, and I'm talking anything maybe 2017 and up, you're not going to pay as much. I mean, these rates are running anywhere between $500 and $800 a year that I've been seeing. So because your home is newer, some of these homes are still under warranty. But if you're buying an Oak Run, all those homes, I don't want you to think that you can't get the home insured, because I have people here locally that I've been working with for years that will get it insured, but it's going to be a little more. And I'm hoping that in the future, this insurance thing is going to tame down and we're going to get some better legislation on that. But if you need more additional information, you can definitely talk to me about it. Anyone who knows anything about Florida knows it's pretty much one big swamp. Okay, in saying that though, Ocala is in the northern central part of Florida. Now the sea level, I've heard some different numbers rolling around out there, and let me give you the fact on that. And it's really easy because you can Google it yourself, but it's anywhere between 86, the highest point I believe is like 106 feet above sea level. It's pretty high for the state of Florida, because if you went down south and you went down Fort Myers and going below us, it gets a lot lower. I can tell you some really pretty places here in Florida that they actually have higher elevation. Some of them go up under 200 feet, but it's not Ocala. Feel free to check it out on your own, but I just want to throw that in there. I don't think I've ever had anybody ever call me and say, gosh, Della, I heard it gets cold in Ocala. I don't think I can live there. Well, here's a tip. We don't get any snow. Yay! Being a native Floridian, if we get a cold spurt, I'm happy to enjoy it because the summer will be here soon enough and it'll be hot. So I take what we can get. Now over Christmas time, woo, we had a beautiful cold blast. It was great. It was Christmas time. If it gets below 32 degrees here, it's usually when you're sleeping. It's not usually when you're awake. Sometimes you might wake up to a colder weather, but I tell you what, I see our golfers out there in shorts. So I wouldn't worry about the weather. At least we don't have the snow, and we might get a little bit of cold weather, but it's never anything that lasts more than a few hours in the middle of the night. I wanted to touch a little bit about the size of the homes, the size of the lots in any of these communities. Let's be clear. If it's a real big house, it's probably going to be on a pretty big lot. If it's a small house, it's probably going to be on a smaller lot. There aren't too many homes that have that kind of dimension where there's a big house on a little tiny lot. Here on Top of the World, they're quarter acre, Stone Creek the same. Sumner Glen community actually has medium-sized houses on medium-sized lot, but just remember, these developers are smart. They wanted to use the lot sizes as it compares to the house. So you're not going to see a little tiny house on a big lot. So just kind of know that all the communities have big and small lots, and there's always something for you. I see a lot of back and forth going on about build out times in these communities, in particular on Top of the World in Stone Creek. Working new home sales previously on Top of the World, I'm going to tell you they have a 10,000 home master plan. Nobody really knows exactly how long that's going to take for them to finish. The same thing with Stone Creek. They're due to build out at 3,800 homes. They say 3 to 4 years. It could be more, it could be less. There's not an exact time because, like, if you were building homes last year, then you were aware that there were delays. Homes that normally took 8 to 10 months were taking 12 months. I think the delay in the materials has kind of lightened up a bit. They're back up to the 8 to 10 month completion date. But as far as when they're building out, but it's not indefinitely. On Top of the World is not building indefinitely. There is a master plan. You can actually check it. I've gone down to the county and kind of looked at the plan. It's kind of cool. We just don't know because we never know what's going to happen with the economy in those years. You just never can tell exactly if we're going to have another COVID. So just keep that in mind. But there is an ending at some point, just so you know. All right, everybody, that's a wrap for me here at Della's Corner today. Thanks for joining me. Keep watching because Della Vision, Sue and I are going to be back with some crazy adventures, and you're going to get to see my pretty little puppies grow up and be part of it. They're part of my family now. If you got any questions, listen, you don't have to go through a middleman. Call me directly. I'll give you my information. It's at the end of all of my videos, and I hope to hear from you guys soon. It's starting to get busy again, and I hope everybody has a great and happy Valentine's Day. See you later.